You're such an asshole.
Hey, all, assholeconsulting.com. Go there if you got questions, because I got answers, because I fucked up my life just like you did, and I can tell you the mistakes you're going to make before you make them at assholeconsulting.com. Hey, asshole, I'm a 21-year-old computer science student living in Massachusetts. I go to a good community college, and I will graduate with my associate's degree in the fall semester. My question is, should I go to a 4-year school with the intention of getting a job in the software field, or should I be a reconnaissance man and find out what I really want to do in life? Well, see, there's your answer right there. Why are you... Did you really want to become a software engineer? Did you really want to do that? Why are you asking yourself these questions now? I would say go do the reconnaissance thing, because if you do the reconnaissance man thing, it's not just to find out what you should study. That's certainly a big component of it, but it answers many of other life questions. Who am I? Where do I want to live? What do I want to do with my life? And what is available to me out there to do? Right? So, and then what I want to do in life, that obviously would then answer your question. But I think if you went out there, you'd have plenty of time to figure it out, reconfirm that you do indeed want to go. What is it? It's March. Summer's coming up. If you got the money, you can maybe work up the cash and do yourself a little bit of reconnaissance this summer. So yeah, I would maybe, how could you do it right? If you have summer off, nothing says you have to leave school either to do it. So, I mean, if you spent this summer doing reconnaissance, and, you know, you could, I mean, what is the cutoff date that you drop out of college, or you drop your classes in college, where you find out, oh my gosh, you want to be a ski bum, or you find a rich woman in Jackson, Wyoming, you want to become a sex toy, you know, then you could cancel your classes. But what I would do is find out how much time you got this upcoming summer to do a good amount of reconnaissance. Maybe find a job. If you read Reconnaissance Man, if you can find a job, you know, at Glacier National Park or someplace in Denver and kind of work that, and then go on to Moab or whatever it is. If you could find employment along the way, you could last out there for 3 months, and then you would have a really good idea whether or not you should go back into software engineering. And if that is the case, say, nope, this is the right thing I'd like to do, then you have your classes already lined up for you. You did reconnaissance, you didn't lose any time. But then you come back in time like, oh my gosh, I gotta drop my classes to get all my money back. You know, what is that cutoff date? And you gotta find out, oh, I wanted to become a Lutheran pastor. So you find out, boop, that's it. You drop the class, maybe even enroll. Well, then you'd have to enroll. But it would give you time. It would definitely prevent you from doing the wrong thing if it turns out to be software engineering is the wrong thing. And let's continue. And if I continue school, I'll be spending a minimum of 2 more years in a musty classroom listening to an overpaid professor lecture on something I don't care about. After I graduate, I would likely be able to find work at some company. I'm a decent student, 3.4 GPA. And Massachusetts had a lot of software companies and opportunities. Yeah, but high-ass fucking taxes, and it snows there all the time. I'd still be living at home, so I don't have to pay rent or buy property for a while, but I would be stuck at a corporate cubicle job in Massachusetts, which could be pretty depressing place to live. If I go the reconnaissance man route, I would travel to the United States, find out where I want to live. Since my ultimate goal is to become an entrepreneur, I would also be keeping an eye out for potential business ideas. I would pick up some skills along the way and continue to learn programming languages as well as accounting. I would try to pick up some hobby like ballroom dancing and see if I could make some money off of it. And while I'm done with this phase of my life, I'd probably be going in the direction I can't even think of now. Nothing comes of it. I could pick up where I left off with a 4-year school or go to a programming boot camp. Note, I plan to live a minimalist lifestyle, but I'd like to make enough money to have children. Which one of these plans sounds like the better to you? I would be doing the reconnaissance man regardless, but the problem is software engineering, as you probably know, is a very good field. However, and the way you've set it up, I asked you, say, okay, did any of the classes you take in your first 2 years, are they like vital that you know, like you keep your skills fresh? You're like, no, they're all prereqs and introductory courses. All right. So it's not like you have to go to a 4-year college now. You could literally pick up where you left off and go back at any time. Also, I always like the idea of boot camp or self-teaching stuff because the languages, at least in IT, you can do a lot of self-study. And I know you're thinking like you're going to be in an office, but dude, if you're programming languages, especially in IT, that's the field where you don't have to be in a cube. You could be programming the latest Angry Birds from your laptop sitting in Moab. So I would think, yeah, absolutely, this summer, do your reconnaissance, go drive around, take a look at the map, read through Chapter 6, because, read through that, because that's like, okay, here's your ideas, the general idea where you'd like to go, there's some maps. And then, again, I'd recommend maybe picking a place like Denver or Vegas as your headquarters and just going around there. So try and find work either Denver, Vegas, maybe Salt Lake City, kind of hit that area, because I don't know how much money you have. If you got enough, that maybe you could last a month or two in the field. But yeah, that's what I would recommend doing, is doing your reconnaissance this summer. You'll definitely know by the end of 2 months. If you head out June, you'll find out by early July and still have August to figure out, okay, do I go back home? Do I go back to college? Whatever. You should have an idea of where you'd like to be, or at least whether your current plan is good or bad. But yeah, I think going out, getting a job in Denver or Vegas, Salt Lake City, Moab would be awesome, but it's not big enough, I don't think. Grand Junction, Colorado would be a place to go check out, maybe get a job there. Go hike during the day, do your self-programming and self-study at night. Things will become, do a weekend road trip. Yeah, definitely. So I'm blathering because there's so much to do that telling you what to do is impossible, because it's just so much to do. But I would definitely postpone your studies. Don't take summer classes. Do your Reconnaissance Man, and by the end of July, then reevaluate, because you'll know a lot more about yourself and what you want to do. The real issue is, you're 21 years old. Do you have a car that can get you out there? That's the real issue. Maybe you can take the train. Yeah, without a car, it's going to be impossible to. I mean, you can get into a hiking group, and then you can bum rides off of people. But you're going to need a car. And if you don't have a car, well, then you're going to have to spend the summer working it up, and then maybe go out late summer, early fall, but then that would postpone college definitely until next year, starting in winter quarter. But then also you're going to need money. So take a look at your finances. You have about 3 months to work up the money to buy a car. Don't sacrifice your studies. You just got to put in a little bit of overtime. Do some math. Be really great if your parents just lent you a car. But yeah, I would be doing reconnaissance this summer. If you can't do it this summer, that's all right. That's okay. You could do it during the fall. Take off fall and use summer to work up the money to buy a car and make a little bit of spending money so you can do it. But yeah, I would postpone your studies, and I would start doing reconnaissance. Because here's the thing. You're like, oh, I'd like to go, I think I want to do this. Yeah, and you could still want to do that. But now you know for sure. That's the worst outcome, is you'll know for sure that you should have been a software engineer. And all you did was delay yourself by 3 summer months. If you go out and you do your reconnaissance, and then you find out, no, I don't want to do this. Oh my God. There's this bubbly blonde from Dallas with big tits, and she likes me, and we're going to go teach the Texas two-step in Dallas. Well, fuck yes. Then you say, oh man, woo, you'll be telling your kids 20 years from now, did you know your mother and I almost stayed in Massachusetts and Texachusetts with the snowstorms and the shitty traffic and the shitty people, the communists and the leftists who all think they're all that intelligent. And instead, no, your mother and I, we were two-stepping over in Alamogordo, New Mexico. And I don't know why I was there. I was just driving around. And then, man, she says, hey, let's go Texas two-step. And we got married, and that's how you kids came to be. And that's how you're all great ballroom dancers. See, that's what you don't want to pass up on. That's what Reconnaissance Man is for. So owe yourself that. Do that. Get out there. Make sure that becoming a software engineer is what you really want to do, and not becoming a professional two-step dancer with big blonde Betty, big meaning tits, not ass, from Dallas, Texas. So, all right, we'll talk to you later. Toodles.